century eggs. This is a food product delicacy, local, exotic type food. Not local to here, but local to China. Something that doesn't really make its way to the West very often, but has been kind of the subject of rumor and discussion for quite some time. I feel like I first heard about these when I was pretty young, maybe in one of those Uncle John's bathroom readers or something, and I can remember thinking that they were actually 100 years old, and that this must be one of the craziest dishes ever made to need preparation for 100 years. Of course, pretty soon after, I found out that's just the name and that they're only fermented for 2 or 3 days. But somehow that mystique still carried through, and this was a food item I was very, very curious about, to the extent that when I started university and I actually made Chinese friends for the first time, I grew up way out in the countryside, so everyone was white. Everyone was basically Dutch or some other very white type thing. But when I made Chinese friends, one of the first things I can remember asking them was, "Have you ever had century eggs?" And their responses were either like, "Yeah, it's gross. Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, on like really special occasions, but it's not. I'm not a huge fan." Nobody really advocated for them. Nobody really like pushed them on me. But I was still a little curious, and it kind of lingered in my mind for quite some time. Recently, the YouTube channel Great Big Story, I don't know if you've heard of them, did a little report on century eggs, told the story of century eggs, how they're made, the appeal of them, talked to one of the producers of them. And once again, I was charmed, I was enthralled. I really wanted to try them again. They just seemed so unlike anything else I've ever had. So last weekend I was in Toronto and I got a chance to go to Nations, this gigantic international supermarket, and I found some century eggs. So I've had these for a few days now, but I haven't really found a chance to eat them. Honestly, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. They have a very intense flavor, a flavor that's very polarizing, one that makes some people retch, makes some people sick. So I'm a little concerned. Um, but earlier tonight, I played in a Melee tournament where I entered with the tag Century Egg. And you can see I did pretty good here. I got third. I lost to EWC twice, a friend of mine. It's tough to play against friends of yours because stuff stops working. They know all your tricks, and then you get like stubborn. You try to like make those things work. It just keeps not working. So I got double limbs. Oh well, still did better than my seed. Still had a very fun time, and I felt like, given that the Century Egg tag had carried me so far, it's only right that I take this time to taste one, to give it a try. So these are duck eggs. What? What did I just do? I hit a key on my keyboard. Oh, I can like cycle through different things. Hey, look at that. You can see. That's my friend that double limbed me. Anyways, so these are duck eggs. They're coated in lye, like the stuff you make soap out of. The only ingredients on here are duck egg, water, and sodium hydroxide. How delicious. They're coated in lye, and then some sort of clay, and then rice husks. And the rice husks, I believe, are mostly to just keep them from sticking to one another. So this outer layer you do not eat. That would be very bad. Let's see if we can get some action shots. Whoa, perhaps. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So I just kind of scrape all of this stuff off. Oh god, I'm gonna make a mess. This is messy. I should get a bowl. I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna get a bowl to do this stage in. Oh my gosh, already it's very, very strong smell. It's like a little eggy. It smells mostly like a cleaning product, TBH. Okay, we got a big bowl. Yeah, kind of real kind of cleaning product type smell. I'm worried about cracking the egg at this stage, so I don't really know how much force to use. This is not the most pleasant process, but it's a little fun, I guess. It's kind of nostalgic, you know, playing in the dirt. I don't know how essential it is for me to get all of this off, because the egg still has its shell on it too. But I don't like the idea of cracking the shell and then this mud getting into the egg. That seems bad too. It's getting all over my fingers. Real strange, strange smell. Like, I say cleaning product, but there's still very much a food quality to it too. Like, it's like a food that smells like a cleaning product. But it's hard to describe the food aspect of it beyond just food. Like, it's not really that eggy. It's like a richer smell. Um, it actually kind of reminds me of roast duck, but I don't know if that's just like a psychological thing because I know it's a duck egg. You can see the egg is not a normal white color, but has kind of grayed through this process and has like little speckles and stuff on it. Really don't know what to make of that. Again, maybe this is just what a duck egg looks like and I don't really remember. Okay. We've got most of it off. A lot of it is pretty stuck on there. So now I suppose I'll crack it. And peel it like you would a hard-boiled egg. And then get ready for this. The color is really something else. Oh, the smell got way stronger. As soon as I cracked it open, it unleashed itself. I'm gonna wash my hands quick because I'm gonna end up touching the part that I'm gonna eat, and I don't want the muddy stuff to get all over it. Okay. Maybe I should use like a, I don't know how to do this best. I have a knife here. Maybe we can try to like, yeah, look at that color. It's like jet black. And this is just a normal egg. Should normally have a nice translucent outer area and kind of a yellowy inner area. But instead, this foul magic, this unholy ritual, has left it black as an opal. Isn't that something? It really feels like a magical artifact. I really have a lot of respect for foods that have kind of maintained such a mystique, you know, in an era of kind of global access of the texture is something too. It's like jelly. I'm just bouncing my fingers off of it. It's more jelly than jelly. But yeah, like when was the last time you've been shocked by a food? When was the last time you've seen a food that just kind of went outside of your comprehensions? That felt like something out of a dream? The black egg. Look at it. This is an egg. Isn't that insane? The interior of the shell is pretty cool too. It's all speckled. It kind of looks like mold, like a black mold infestation. Oh my gosh. Oh, the smell is so strong. Okay, so I've heard from another YouTube video I watched that eating these plain by themselves is like dumb. Like it's way too strong. It's not meant to be consumed like that. It's supposed to be put in congee. It's supposed to be put in like a rice porridge, where just a little bit of the flavor spread across like a much larger, blander dish provides kind of like a mediated, milder experience. I don't know if I should like try to run this under the water quickly because it's got all sorts of speckles on it of clay and what have you. But I don't know. It's probably fine to eat a little bit of the clay. If it was like toxic or something, they wouldn't let it be on the egg. But is the egg itself perhaps a little toxic? I heard that the sale of these is banned in some places. Whew. I don't normally get scared eating foods. I'm usually a pretty brave eater. Like spicy stuff, sure. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna make congee. I have like some oats that I could make, Western porridge. Maybe that's a good idea, but we're just gonna try to take the plunge on it. I, I'm tempted to just take a bite. You know what? Let's just take a bite, and then because the other thing I was thinking of doing is cutting it in half so we can see the interior. But let's just take a bite. That seems more hype. Oh my god, I'm actually so scared. I'm scared of food when it's spicy sometimes. But when was the last time I was scared of? Okay. It's not that bad at all. The taste is nowhere near as overwhelming as the smell. The smell is like all the chemical-y components, all the preservatives that they use for fermenting it. Whereas the taste, you get a lot more of the egg, a lot more of this kind of substantial flavor behind it. Here you can see the yolk. It's turned a lovely grayish green color. Oh, ooh. Oh my gosh, I just bit my tongue. Oh man. Oh, that was a bad one too. Ah. Oh. That bite was a lot more intense. I think because a lot of the flavor is concentrated in the yolk. And you can see there's actually like rings of color in the yolk, that the inner yolk is even darker and has absorbed. Oh, I'm bleeding! Yeah, I like barely noticed the flavor though, because I bit my tongue and it hurts so badly. Ah! Guys, this mukbang stuff is so hard. What should I do? Sorry, this is probably really gross. This whole video is like, it's like disgusting in so many exciting new ways. Mm. Ow. Oh, this is so stupid. Ah, jeez. Okay. Please ignore my bloody mouth as I discuss this delicacy a little more. I really do like it. I actually really like it. I'm so relieved that I like it. Oh, my emotions are all over the place right now. My tongue hurts. I love the egg. My experience smelling the egg earlier is still kind of intoxicating me. My adrenaline rush from playing Melee, even though that was like an hour ago, still kind of is coursing through me. I had so many really close sets today. Whew. Oh boy. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Too many feelings all at once. I wish my tongue would stop bleeding. How does the tongue stop bleeding? Because like the don't you need oxygen to no, I've made my tongue bleed before and it stopped bleeding. What am I talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh man. This whole video is such a roller coaster. Okay, okay, alright. Let's calm down. Let's calm down and have some more delicious egg fermented in sodium hydroxide, which I believe is lye, but we're gonna check actually quick. Yeah, lye. So this is the stuff they make like soap out of. Mm, yeesh. Oh yeah, I wanted to see. Um, there was like a stream for the tournament I was at, so I was gonna show you some of my matches. No, this is the bracket we just looked at. I thought, does it have a link to the stream? That would be nice. Whew. Maybe it's still streaming. Oh, my tongue hurts. No, I think they probably. Is there a way to videos? Are these like all from today? I don't even know what the channel name is. Like that's the problem. Hmm. I feel yeah, 7 days ago. Okay, what am I doing? This isn't gonna work. Oh, sort by views recently published. Here we go. Sack Gaming, no, no. 31 minutes ago. Hey, this one isn't even melee. Whoa, a rookie, the Mario main is playing Break the Targets. That's kind of hype. That guy actually used to be really good at Stadium. Uh, 3 hours ago? No, it must be sooner than that. I assume they. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What? No, that's the other UW. I got tricked. Dang, I wanted to show you some of my matches. I did some pretty cool stuff. Hmm. The heck? Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, my tongue is feeling a little better. Let's eat some more of this egg. Mmm. Yeah, that's something. The texture is like. Oh, man. The texture is the most like stubborn jelly you can imagine. You know how Jello, it's both like dissolving and you're biting it, such that you bite it a few times and it's almost just like liquid. This does not dissolve at all. This laughs at the pathetic attempts of your saliva. So you bite it and you're expecting this sort of like squishing jelly that kind of that just disubstantiates very quickly, and instead you just keep splitting this jelly like some sort of slime monster. It's really unlike any texture I've ever had. You can just kind of peel the jelly back, you see? It's a chunk of pure jelly. Yeah, the smell is much more extremist taste, like much more an extremist sensation than the taste itself. You see it's a little translucent here. There is this kind of unsettling feeling that, like, right when you swallow it, it feels like your body is kind of rejecting it a little bit. I think because it has such a rotten kind of flavor to it, and I say that in the most complimentary way. It's like, I don't know. It's really hard to describe, I'm sorry. It's just so far removed from any other food I've had. There is also a sensation of, as you eat it, it's kind of releasing more of the flavor and more of the odor. So that's pretty intense too. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna do some pairings. We're gonna do some East meets West fusion shit. Give me a second. Got my bag of cheeses from the last episode. As the Delicacies series continues, we're going to just keep pushing it in more and more ungodly directions. So I think the old cheddar will go very, very well or very, very poorly with this. I'm excited to find out which. Got a little chunk of cheese. And chunk of egg. Wow, you can see such delineated rings, like the interior of a tree in this slice. So the duck egg has only been fermented for, I don't know, like a week probably. The cheese, 8 years old. So what if you had an 8-year-old egg? What if you literally had a century egg? Would the flavor just keep getting more and more intense, or is this kind of like a process where it's already hit full saturation? I don't know. We're going to eat this masterpiece of a food. I don't know if anyone has ever done this before. Oh no. Mm. Mm. No. No. Oh, I feel the big regret. Oh, well, that wasn't very pleasant at all. Oh, I'm such a dumbass. Oh, I should have seen that coming. Oh, it formed this weird sort of paste in my mouth where normally the cheese crumbles. First off, normally I take much smaller bites of this old cheddar than that. So that was already kind of dumb. And normally, yeah, it like crumbles very quickly. You can eat it quite quickly, and the intensity of it kind of like is a nice quick arc. Here it was just like max, 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 because it formed this sort of paste with the egg, where kind of the just the most basic old taste of the cheese, like that kind of. Again, when I say rotten, it sounds so negative, but the yeah, the kind of visceral feeling that your body gets of like this isn't good. This isn't like what you should be eating. An instinct that probably has been around since caveman times. And normally, as I said, you kind of like arc through that, and then like the more subtle aspects of the flavor kind of linger with you, and you have this wonderful dance upon your palate of sharpness and creaminess and richness and smoothness. But here it's like that old flavor was just amplified through both of them, that it was just maxed out in intensity for way too long. Okay. All right, let's do the blue cheese. We're gonna go even harder. This is to go even further beyond. Oh, is this a good idea? Oh man. The blue cheese is, you know, it's literally moldy cheese. And this is literally a rotten egg. Mukbang is hard, guys. Never be like, what? People get paid to eat? I mean, first off, I'm not even getting paid. I spent lots of money on all this food. I'm like negative dollars for this experience. But this isn't an easy life. We're going hard. Okay, just a bit of cheese. Just this little bit here. Because this is strong blue cheese. If you remember from our blue cheese experience in the cheese video. Oh, it has the same kind of thing as the smelling the egg, where with the smell you get all of the most extreme qualities. But then when you taste it, the more cheesy stuff, the more creamy, wholesome flavors, if you will, come through. Okay, I just want a little bit of egg for this. Last time I think we took too much egg, too much cheese, so we're downsizing both. This is gonna be really intense. I'm so scared. Hmm. Ooh. Somehow that works a lot better. Isn't that weird? Somehow that they're much more complementary. It's not like they're fighting each other and highlighting each other in weird ways. I would say that the more mild aspects of both of them were brought out in that. Maybe it's also because I just took less of each. So it wasn't this like intense, overwhelming experience where it felt like my whole mouth was having to deal with it simultaneously. It was more just, I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't bad. I think egg by itself and cheese by itself is still probably better. Because like that one was mostly bad. It wasn't bad because the intense qualities of each were diminished, but you know I want the intense qualities of each. That's why I'm going out of my way to try all these pretty extreme foods. Oh boy, I gotta say, even though I'm enjoying this egg, it is like a lot. It is. It's not something you necessarily need to eat this much of. And in fact, in the video that I was watching that talked about suggested ways to eat it, where it said, don't eat it plain like this, put it in congee. They said something like half an egg for like a large bowl of congee. So eating an entire egg by itself it gets pretty intense. Like I'm feeling like I don't have the stamina to finish this. Uh, I mean, I got 5 more. I'm not going to feel too bad if I end up throwing it out. Well, I'll feel a little bad because I always feel bad wasting food. What other cool combos can we make? I think egg and cheese has run its course. We can do egg and egg. I have these delicious fish egg capsules, where the outside is made of some sort of fish paste, and the inside is just straight up fish roe, which I really, really like. I'm kind of addicted to these. I think it would not go well with the egg. I think the texture mashup would be pretty unbearable, so I'll take a pass on that. Whew. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man. I still the initial the egg and the old cheddar, that was such a terrible idea. Uh what else do I have? Ooh, Ooh, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is maybe dumb. Hear me out. Got a little bit of red wine. I think this might be good. It's like sulfuric. It's rich. It's still kind of fruity, a little. I don't really know what order I want to do this in. Okay, still good. Just gotta make sure. After smelling all this other extremely old food, though, maybe my sense of smell is knocked right off. I don't particularly. This isn't like my favorite brand or anything. It was on sale when I bought it, but it is good. It is good. It's just not. Like, don't take this as this is like the official wine of Keatsta. It's just some wine I happen to have. Okay. Wine. Egg. I'm gonna have a bit of wine first. Then a bite of egg. Wow. Oh, that's crazy. It's so hard to describe. Oh, this is maybe bad. Sorry, I just retched a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh. Then, let's see. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Medium bad idea. I don't know. Actually, there was aspects of it I quite liked. The wine felt like comparatively very vibrant and fruity after eating the egg. It was like the kind of old uh, the rotteny sort of flavor of the egg sort of diminished that aspect of the wine, and then the wine, yeah, in comparison, seemed a little sweeter, a little more vibrant, and in turn, the egg felt, I don't know, a little more substantial, maybe. It's hard to describe. It's so hard to describe what I'm going through right now. This is just my life. Not bad though. Glad I tried it. Wine and egg. What else we got? What else we got? Um. Uh, okay, got a couple more ideas. Piece of bread, just whole wheat bread. Oh boy. This I'm thinking might be sort of similar to having it in congee. That it's like a mild taste that will sort of spread out the intensity of the egg. It's a big chunk of egg. Okay. So I'm gonna I guess just fold it over. Make myself a little sandwich here. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, that's a good way to eat it. Yeah. Definitely makes the flavor less intense. Especially that kind of final note, which is subtle, but really kind of could turn your stomach, that has that kind of body rejection feeling. Right at the end, the bread really nicely smooths you out of that. Nice. Good. Good. Okay. I'm about it. Kind of the warm, most of the, they're getting more and more boring as we go. But I think these are good. Holy. You can definitely still taste it. I'm getting more and more used to the taste as well, so it's like, that also makes it less intense. But even with that ratio of bread to egg, it's pretty bananas. Ooh, bananas. No, I don't have any bananas. That would be interesting though. Okay. Now, an Arrested Development classic, the Mayonnaise. You have some Kewpie mayo here. Big fan of this product. Put this in a lot of things. If you've never had it before, it just tastes like normal mayonnaise, but they make it with rice vinegar, so a little sweeter, a little kind of richer, more umami flavor, I'd say. I'm a big fan. So we're gonna put some of this on the bread. This might be a terrible idea, but mayonnaise is made out of eggs. So, great idea. I wonder if I can make quiche with this. Oh man. Oh man, that would be either the best or worst idea I've ever had. It wouldn't blend up very well because normally the egg is a substantial part of the liquid ingredients. You use raw egg and kind of whip it all together. And here, it's big chunky jelly boys that really, it kind of bounces when you drop it. It's unreal. Unreal. An egg turned into this. Okay. So once again, I'm gonna make myself a little sandwich. Got the egg in there, got some mayonnaise. This is real gourmet shit. This is the type of stuff they're serving in the French Laundry and I can't think of any other fancy restaurants right now. But you know, all those Michelin star places. Yeah, I'm a genius. It's good. It's good. I don't know what to say. Got all the stuff I talked about with the original sandwich egg. Just a little more flavor, a little more sweetness to balance this kind of chemically weird taste. My God. So excited to be eating this. Because as I said, I've been aware of this food for basically as long as I can remember. Like I can't remember learning about it. And any sort of memory I have is of kind of recalling having read about it somewhere. And now, after all these years, get to share this brand new experience with the world. This video is getting long. My God. I've been all caught up in egg world. Oh man, I wish I could find the video of the tournament. Some really crazy stuff that happened on stream. There's a couple games in this one set that I just pulled like so far back. Like just crazy amounts of clutchness. Just weird things happen and then just like suddenly I'm like, okay, I got this. Like capitalizing so quickly on like the most like, random ass. Oh, all right. Still got all this egg left. Honestly, I don't know if I can handle it. It's too much. It's like I'm worried that there's going to be some threshold point too where I've eaten too much of it and it starts upsetting my stomach. So I don't really want to push it. And as I said, I have 5 more eggs. So any other future egg experiments that I'd like to try with them, I have plenty of material left. So yeah, I think we'll call it. Overall, very good experience. Overall, I was. Oh man, oh boy, those are some interesting burps. That's for sure. Overall, I was very scared. The most scared I've been of a food in recent memory, outside of I guess like really spicy things. And it wasn't anywhere near as difficult as I thought it would be to kind of gain an appreciation for it. Let's do a little bit of bonus content here. Push this towards an hour. While I was in Nations, I bought some snacks, of course, as well. Got some Puree Lemon. This is my favorite brand of gummies in the world. I think they're so fantastic. The flavor is so intense. Every single flavor I've tried of these has been amazing. It's really weird. You don't find them in many places in North America, like period. And whenever you do, it's always like 2 or 3 random flavors. And in Japan, even, it felt like you would only ever see a couple flavors at once. But they have like dozens of different flavors. So yellow, lemon, I haven't seen in quite some time. So I was excited to get these. Delicious. Such a relief. Need some good old-fashioned processed sugar after soap eggs. Got some cookies and cream Kit Kats. These are delicious. I've already had a few. Then we have another couple of flavors of Kit Kats that I've never tried before. That you might as well get even more first reactions. These ones are apple pie. What does this actually say? Otona no amesa? I think that's pronounced onesa. So it's like otona no. I'm gonna move this because the smell is very intense. I was drifting over into my little Kit Kat experience. Whew. Okay. Let's try the apuru pie. It's like purple. To me seems weird. Not really a color I would associate with apple pie. Wow. That's really good. That's fantastic. It tastes like apple pie. That is uncanny. Now, it doesn't quite taste like apple pie. It kind of tastes like an exaggeration of an apple pie. But all of the flavors that you want from apple pie, apple, cinnamon, nutmeg, that kind of pastry feel, it's all there. It's all some kind of candy version of it is all there. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so happy I picked these up. It just has just enough like tanginess. Often people don't try to replicate the tangy aspect of apples because it's much more easy to go for like that sour green apple sort of thing. But to have an apple that's like really sweet and tangy and have it as just like a component of an overall apple pie flavor, they're really really going for it on these ones. Shout out to the Kit Kat. I also got these, not at Nations, but at the basement of the Saks Fifth Avenue store in the Eaton Center. They have all sorts of gourmet foods and stuff. These I am a huge fan of from the store called Squish. I'd say they're about as good as the puree stuff. Maybe not even as good. And they cost like much more. But you know, they're different enough that I'll go for it. So these are sour grapefruit and blood orange little gummies. They're really good. I highly recommend checking out this company. All of the candy I've had from them has been very impressive, but these are my favorite. This one I think is blood orange. No, that's grapefruit. Oh, really good. Really intense flavor. Should have eaten this with the egg. No, that's a terrible idea. I am like literally stupid about these things. And the last one I got, raspberry Kit Kats. I've never had these before. I'm a huge fan of the strawberry Kit Kats. I think it's one of the best strawberry flavors I've ever had in like a chocolate. So I have high hopes for this. I was a big fan of raspberries and raspberry flavors. Oh, so the Otana no Amesa, I think, however you pronounce that, is like a line of Kit Kats. Kodawari no raspberry. I don't know what that. Kodawari no raspberry. What does that mean? Whatever. This is the last thing we'll eat. Thank you for coming along in this eating odyssey. It's like a 15-minute video of eating these dang eggs. Talking about Melee. Talking about weird things I believed as a child. Wow, that's really good. Wow. You can see, well, maybe it's too blurry to see, but the inside, instead of just being normal Kit Kat, actually has more raspberry within it. So the inside is like very tangy, only fruit flavor, and then the outside is like raspberry and cream. And it is uncannily similar to one of my favorite foods ever since I was a little kid. I would love to do this, which is to take fresh raspberries and mash them up into a bowl of vanilla ice cream. Just thinking of doing that, thinking of the routine I had as a youth at dessert time at my grandma's house with the raspberries from her garden. This evokes that feeling, that real nostalgic feeling for me. These are lovely. I would definitely get both of those flavors again. The cookies and cream are good too, but it's like not like a whole tier above others cookies and cream stuff, whereas this is definitely like one of the best raspberry candies I've ever had. And by default, the best apple pie candy I've ever had. Oh yeah. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, to wrap up, we had some adventures eating eggs. We had some combinations with the egg that were good and bad, and often somewhere in the middle. We had a nice selection of candies. Those ones are unanimously great. Nice, simple, easy eating, not challenging myself with anything there. Yeah, I'll keep eating whatever I feel like, and hopefully you'll keep watching. So see you soon. More list videos to come. Manga videos at some point as well. No promises. Have a good night.